100% on our way to the moon.
Welcome to the market analysis. It's going to be a total shit show next week per usual. Now I am going to show you what you need to be on the lookout for.
$50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader.
We're on the Moontrain!
Jump aboard the Moontrain for burgers, juice, Big Mike candles, and exploding trades.
This is how you become a day trader.
Hey, how come you didn't stop?
I don't want it.
You didn't want to stop?
No.
Okay.
So what?
All right. We are back with another market analysis, and this is going to be a good one. So, all of the previous week going into this one, we were riding high on the crime above the October 23 low FOMC trend line. And we rallied through it with ease. So at this point in time, you should know and be well aware of that this market has nothing to do with anything else except the final financial act here. Now, last week was pretty ass. Came down above. Couldn't hold the trend line, came down and finished Friday with an inside day. So wouldn't surprise me at all if we test this trend line or this trend line the coming week, because next week has Nvidia's earnings and Jackson Hole, as well as what I want to start off with, which is again a massive rotation. For instance, into Bitcoin here, as you can see, but more so about this. This is a situation now where they tried to intervene, and they did. Trump said he had nothing to do with it, and whoop, it comes back. So the bond market, and let me tell you this. It is alarming that they intervened and that it came right back. That means that there is a fundamental problem here, and we're getting a pretty close to the orchestrated event where then the Genius Act kicks in and the corporations finally take over and people are priced out of everything, and they're gonna need that good old universal basic income, baby. Okay, so again, Elon said 12 years. It's gonna happen sooner than that, but I guess they want to get rid of as many people as possible. This is not good. This is now in focus due to oil ripping ass, as well as the dollar hanging out still above 98. So this is an issue. This is now going to be a major issue, and I wouldn't be surprised soon if this starts ripping. So we will see what they do. The bond vigilantes are out in droves clearly here. This is going to be the focal point next week. So this is now chopped and slow bled. It is painfully obvious for everyone to see that this market is nothing besides premium harvesting, which means here when we had the top right back here and they changed the day trading rules, it got a little bit ricky in this low volume summer chop. Now they've also extended option trading on several big names, and it really pays to pay attention to what you're doing. With that said, when I was on Wednesday and I called out the Coinbase 155s here when they were 100, they ran to 3,500. So the market's also obviously busting moves, as well as what it did with good old MSTR and this shit, Moderna. Now, I was looking, there was a bunch of flow. I was obviously not trading here because I was traveling, but I looked after, there was a shit ton of funky flow, and I would have loved to catch me 700,000% on some fucking call options. But then this video might not be what it is, so we'll have to catch the next time they cure cancer. Obviously these sorry for that, by the way. Obviously these crypto names ripped. We were on it, could have held a little bit longer, you don't fucking say. And you saw a rotation out of China and this and that. Now I want to start with SPY. Okay, wall into the close, gap up, fantastic. However, the sell here was so fast that overnight calls here paid like 70%, but it was near impossible to catch them. I did catch a move here, not that I was trading, but you know, I happened to be looking on my phone, and like the setup here, STO, MACD, IB session low retest of point of control, boom, up here, and then held and boom. I think I got 138%. I posted it on Twitter, and again, if for some reason I'm never on, I got the Twitter link to the Discord, so if I send something out, keep an eye on it. Anyways, I don't use it too much, shadow banned and shit. So wall into the close here, I ended up swinging just because of how they dejuiced. I think these 770s went from like 51 cents to 27. So I bought a little bit after hours. Now this is where it gets really interesting. Pay attention. Okay. So as I just posted on the full moon circle, we got an early low on Monday, then we got early high, early low, early low, early high, but nevertheless another wall into the close. This pattern should have been bullish. We should have finished at high a day, and I think at this point in time the plan was to gap it up. And I read on the internet today that the Canadian US trade deal fell apart after Canada had signaled that we were gonna make a deal. That's what Trade Representative Greer said while he had some Nutella smeared between his cheeks afterwards, that it didn't go the way the Americans wanted. A few reasons. A, Canada knows that the tariffs were shut down in the Supreme Court. It's also like, what, fucking 3 months until the election, and then Trump becomes a lame president, so why go through all of these bogus for tariffs? So over the weekend, I think everybody was caught off guard because look at this buying after hours here. And the reason for that buying is this gamma level here that they had as a magnet for fucking 2 days, 3 days really, expired. So when it expired, the contracts are gone. More orders to the upside just drifted the price up. I think that was the plan. Now, however, I truly believe that this trade deal was planned to go through. So the market actually reached over the weekend up to that gap up level, technically. Now you can take hyperliquid with a grain of salt, as you can see. not much volume, but you know, worth looking at, because this is what trading is going to become probably within a year or two. It's fucking 24/7 burger party where Bill is cooking. So we're up here. This is the trade deal falling through. Okay, so it will be interesting. There are whispers and rumors about that Scott and his veneers might be signaling something on Monday. And if he is successful in cooling off this baboon ass here, then hey, because I was just in Europe, obviously, and everybody that I know that owns a home was bitching about the rates going up again. So if Mr. Warsh isn't going to absolutely nuke the market with a hike, which politically is probably less popular than 300,000 pounds of beef products, not beef products, because fuck yeah, we love our farmers so much. That goes hand in hand with JD Vance this weekend proclaiming that they have finally made home ownership affordable in the United States. So hey, give a brother a toke of that good shit. Anyways, so this is going to be very important, and I think we'll be back to watching the 10-year yield here a little bit. And goes without saying, if you see the dollar starting to rise here with the yields, market's absolutely fucking cooked. And Bollinger Band appears there on the daily with the inside day. I would not be surprised to see some strength in the market. In the dollar. Okay. As far as Mr. Namo, he was also clearly set up for a pump out of the gate, which might still happen. But again, on a Friday, not the most bullish pattern. It failed. Usually these gaps fill within a day or two, and if we happen to open somewhere here, it's going to fill, and that is what this is. As you can see right now, it's bounced fucking 70 cents. So it is all over the place. Also, before I forget, and I know there's a lot of info, but Grandpa hasn't been around, so I want to squeeze it all in. Iran, it is now clear that the political I think that's the first time I sneezed in a video. The political faction in Iran, the politicians said, hey, we need to get the fuck out of here. We need to, the country is starving, blah, blah, blah. But it is the military that does not want to let up. So that might be the tactic here now with this economic thing, this economic war that the United States is going to come down with. Also very interesting with Bitcoin, because they still mint this digital dog shit over there. But congrats if you're holding XRP, you're up a little bit. That's fantastic. As far as our friend the VIX, sorry for the full autism chart right there. The VIX, well, it did come down to here, to our golden zone, and wouldn't you fucking know it, woo, ripped pretty nice. So it added point there, it's under the last party line. Can it revisit the golden zone again if Jensen is cooking? Absolutely it can. Not the best VIX 1D. Oh my god, this freaking orb is on everything. Sorry guys, plugged in my computer and yeah, anyways, because it's been all over with me. Not the most bullish, hey, I want a gap up setup, but again, I think I explained the case from a technical standpoint pretty well. OPEX and a wall into the close, and they did buy it up, and they thought they could get this trade deal. Now, I don't think they're going to get a trade deal done before Monday, but if Scotty Besant comes through, you can easily go green, or if our Korean friends decide that today is the day that they're going to buy the shit out of MU, and that is definitely possible looking at the stow here and the setup, yada yada yada, to like attempt the gap fill. Hopefully they do that. That'd be nice. That'd be pretty sweet of them. Now, this is concerning to me regarding a gap up, because the fucking put to call ratio dropped out of the sky. So it wouldn't be like you're catching a bunch of bears off guard, okay? So, you know. But in the end of the day, you know, very, very, very mixed flow. Also a little, you know, some cancelled orders, this and that. Pretty mixed bag here. I usually look at the last orders, a little further dated crack stuff here, but we know we have that phantom print on SPY at the 829. Overall market pretty bullish. There's that gamma level that expired, okay, hence the big price movement after hours. When it comes to SPY itself, puts came in, so maybe I get lucky on my YOLO counter trade, and maybe I won't. On Monday, as you can see, we just had OPEX. There's 760 and 775. I don't think we hit 775. If the news is shit and we gap down, I don't see a reason why we can't bleed down to that. Okay. Tuesday. Is that Tuesday? That's Tuesday. Yeah. I don't know why we're missing a bunch of strikes here. So as you can see, the gamma kind of has to set up, and that's weird that 26 and 27 are missing. Gotta go all the way here. Yeah, so the gamma kind of needs to be reset, and when it does that, don't get too involved, just let it be a little bit, right? Until we start. But on Monday and Tuesday, I'll post the levels. We should have some good shit nevertheless. But Monday, I often say, is narrative day, right? And you got plenty of narrative coming out on Monday, whether it's gonna be political and if the bond vigilantes are gonna be around, right? That's what we're kind of looking for, to see what this market's gonna do. You also have some Chinese names having earnings, nothing big, right? Tuesday, ADP, housing, consumer confidence, small market movers, nothing major. We got Dick's Sporting Goods, we got Zoom, and some other bogus stuff. Now, Wednesday, this core PCE is slated to come in hot. Okay, very interesting. So this could send us down, and I'll tie it all up, and we got some other good numbers, right? But also obviously on a Wednesday, you do have the good old Nvidia. Okay, Nvidia is going to have their earnings. Party time, right? Exactly. They have an estimate of $92 billion. So Jensen, if you're listening, I'm just saying, bro, anytime you need to offload some of that, let me know, okay? high expectations on Jensen, and will it move the market? Yes, it will. I don't really care about Salesforce and CrowdStrike. They usually move opposite. Okay. Then on Thursday we're gonna deal with the aftermath of that, and we got some jobs. Yeehaw. And then we got this clusterfuck here coming in, and here coming in, so that's gonna be straight spice. And then on Friday you have Jackson Hole. So the question is, does Mr. Warsh want to do a nuke the market, or is he gonna try to keep the shit show going? Thursday, I forgot to mention, you have a Marvel and a Firm, and there's probably going to be some crazy market movers on earnings, but as you know, it is always up to the algos. Here you see Fridays. There's some steady flow. They sold it off. As I said on, this is also, could be a rotation, a little concerning. There's some NVIDIA up there, but as we know, we also had that mega NVIDIA ghost candle to 236 or something. So I might be dabbling around in some of this, maybe play QQQ off of it. But the interesting thing here is you have this ghost on SPY that fills after this filled. So this to the downside filled, this one here to the upside filled, that filled fast. Okay, so let's look here. This 731 on QQQ is the oldest one on QQQ that has not filled, because we've even come down and touched that. We feel that these two haven't filled. Okay, so those are older, but can they fill this week? Definitely. That one would be the counter trend. But since that one filled fast, if they can cook something on Monday, and I get paid on my mega YOLOs, even though Representative Greer could not get the boat into the harbor, a kiss of slight miss of 770, and then you have to get the fuck out. Okay, so I will be looking at this. Can they, with some Korean barbecue, get that cooking? Now, goes without saying that Jamie Dimon did not have a good week. Okay, but I don't trade Jamie Dimon really right now. He's had one fucking hell of a chop fest to the upside. I mean, this looks great, but yeah, you pick the strike to make money on this, and you let me know, right? Okay, like look at this shit here, for instance, right here. So maybe on Fridays, but definitely on election night. But that has obviously brought Mr. Dow Jones down a little bit. Obviously, the Epstein class is safe because we're over 50k here, so no worries, right? I feel that we went over SPY pretty well. Hand in hand goes with QQQ. Okay, has not had a great summer. I'll show you some stuff here. I know it's a long one. Apple, a victim of rotation and just fuckery. Soon, if it miraculously picks up some speed here, this gap should fill this year, so we got to keep an eye on this. Whoever wants to be the man to be our Apple Pie watch man, let us know. Also, obviously, this could be a Head and Shoulders that just fucking shits its bed down to that 760 level, no problem. So we'll know more on Monday. Microsoft, a lot can be said about Microsoft. There is a ghost there that I haven't noticed because I haven't looked on Microsoft, thank God, for a few days. So yeah, 490, what is that? 492. Google has been getting some nice inflow, has really been going sideways here. So if there is a so-called fake breakdown, buy it. If there is not, that is some type of inverted head and shoulders, and this thing could start ripping soon, also under a buy signal. With that, fuck, I don't trade Google a lot, but looking at this setup, I'm kind of digging it. I'm not gonna lie, if the market holds, I'm kind of digging Google. Tesla had some of that crypto crack on Friday. Hopefully someone caught it. Netflix has been up because tech overall has been kind of shit. I just restarted this, hilarious that Beyond Meat is here. That must be some split price. Yeah, there's a split. Okay, I was like, whoa. Covered mRNA and Coinbase and Hood. SNDK. Where you at? Yay. Looks like this might want a dippy. But this is interesting that money is rotating that fast out of there. Maybe there was news. MU, as fun as always to trade, clearly held some levels, but that shit's bear flagging there unless they gap it up. But yeah, Nvidia, obviously anything can happen and all of that good stuff, and it still could have a few days to come down, but it really needs to beat, goes without saying, but it beat last time too, and that happened. It beat the time before that, and that happened. It beat the time before that, and that was a feisty fucker, I remember that. It beat the time before that and down, so what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 beats and down. 5 beats, gap up, sold. This was this the horrible one? But that's 6 beats, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 beats with the move down. So like, remember that, okay? 8 beats with the move down. So don't be fucking wondering if Nvidia is gonna beat or not. Statistically, it'll beat and then down. But I remember, like, you know, if they have some surprises, all of that good shit. Meta, as you know, I think that Meta is a really good indicator of the overall market and usually moves first for some reason. So it's consolidating here in this at this level. It has been bought up from the last 4 times. I know they're in a little bit of trouble, but you know, it is what it is. So maybe if I start seeing that my little ginger curly haired friend starts getting some massive inflow, then yeah, doesn't look like he's getting it yet. Not on the dark pool side. Some long dated flow, but these could be like for fucking Christmas or next year, right? Just repositioning. So be aware of that. Usually short term, if they slap the dark pool, they need the flow come in, or if it's just a day pump here. Let me just show you guys. Or if they're down to pump for a day, they'll just fucking buy a shit ton of short expiry and it'll rip. This move seems to have caught a little bit of people off guard, so then they started coming up with that shit. 2 fractals, we'll know on Monday which one plays. This one or this one. This one would be fucking great, dude. because it would kind of show that we, instead of dipping here, we consolidated through time, and there's still a rip possible. Because yes, I know you're gonna ask, it is also full moon. Now, you've watched this long, you've at least become dyslexic again. We're in the Poet's crash window. What the fuck is that, bro dog? Well, after the solar eclipse, there's this timing until the next full moon, where the chance of a fucking crash increases by a lot of percent. That's all you need to know. So, very interesting times. I'll probably be dusting off the futures account and be looking at the live flow next week, trying to fucking see if I can catch the next Moderna. With that said, I'll be on for IB session next week, slinging recap videos, talking shit, and doing all my work with all of you individuals that I work with, and full moon circle, and the whole shit shebang. Love you guys, and let's ride again at dawn.
We're riding with the